Center Hice Productions. It is January 12th, 2024. Please hit the like and subscribe down below in the right hand corner. Muchly appreciated. See if we can get 150 likes, that would be nice. Alright, this is to review tonight's game with the Sharks. The Sharks coming into town to Montreal. Our back-to-back games. This was a joke. Pathetic. 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 We thought they were bad. They were bad last night. But for a response after playing such a poor game last night, this was just really more of the same. Heartless, heartless, heartless. Anyway, it's going to be a short video because just total disgust with this game. All right, we're going to get to the stats. And for your box score, 2 goals to Montreal's 1 in the first period. San Jose adds 1 in the second. We had 1 to close in, which, like I say, this game wasn't close as it turned out to be 3-2 victory for the Sharks. It should have been a lot more. We just weren't there. It was just a pathetic performance. I don't know. Really, Struble passed out in front of the net. Just bad. Matheson losing his man. Savard nowhere to be found, with goals being scored on his side because there's no coverage on that side. Wide open man walks in and scores. Just pathetic. And like I said, even though that happened to Savard, Matheson got tossed around like a cookie. I couldn't believe this game. Blackwood stood on his head. He played quite a good game. I mean, Montreal didn't have that many shots early going, but they started to pour it on in the third, and Blackwood stood on his head. There's no doubt there when we at least attempted to put an effort together. It was really the last 5 to 6 minutes of the third period that Montreal decided to show up. A little late for that, So 33 stops, pretty darn good game. He was excellent. There was nothing you could say, and I don't know, like it just ridiculous. They ended their 12-game losing streak with. They must have had it marked on their calendar. This is an easy win we can pull off, so we can get this win. It's only the Habs. Just so bad. I'm not even going to read the notes because I'm disgusted with what I see. Granlund had a strong game, was the first star, had an assist. Mike Matheson had 2 assists. I wouldn't have given him a second star. Wouldn't have given him a second star. Yeah. I mean, I don't know if there was any Hab that should have been a star today. Blackwood, to me, I don't know how he wasn't the first star, to be honest. Maybe a third star could have been Monty for a minute, but Monty looked a little soft himself as well on a couple of those goals. Mind you, he stopped quite a few himself, but didn't get much help from the team in front of him. Just lackadaisical performance. So we're going to give you the scoring summary now. 5:19, Luke Kunin scores unassisted, and this is where Struble dumped it because there was pressure coming in the corner on him, and he just dumps it without looking right in front of the net, right to a Shark. Now, what did he think was going to happen? Definitely a rookie mistake. So he comes up with a couple big hits after this. That doesn't make up for his whole game because it's nice to get a couple of hits because nobody hits on this team that well or often. So that's great and dandy, but he didn't have that strong of a game. He got beaten a lot of foot races, but you know what? He wasn't alone. So did Mike Matheson. So did Savard. And I'm not usually the one good area about Savard is he block shots. Just doesn't have the speed of getting back. So anyway, second goal was scored at 17:25. Uh, Zetter look or whatever. But I can't even. Yeah, Zetterloo. But that's how they got it written here. Fabian, and assisted by Thomas Hurdle and Philip Zadina. That was at 17:25. Then at least Brendan Gallagher scored a nice one, assisted by Matheson and Savard. Uh, Good to see Galley scored a couple, you know, close, with New York as well. He's showed up here and there. Good to see. Just good to see him getting a few goals. He played okay tonight. He was probably one of the brighter spots. Trying to think of who was a bright spot. Really hard to pick forwards. Yeah, it just wasn't pretty. So that being said, then that was 2-1 after the first period. 16:44 in the second period. Nikita Ohadia, assisted by Michael Granlund, assisted by William Ackland, and so that's 3-1. You knew that we were down and out at that point going into the third. Then finally, Josh Anderson gets a beautiful tip off a shot from Mike Matheson, assisted by Cole Caulfield. That was 16:26 in the third period, and the game closed at the end, but you can't just wait till the very last minute. Funny how they managed to up the shots, 35 apiece. San Jose was way ahead of them in that department, but we poured on just a pile of shots towards the end. There was a couple close calls. Just there was one with Caulfield. There was Suzuki's got to stop making if the book's got to be out on him. Okay, so 37 hits to 21 for the Sharks. They came to play. Montreal did. They showed up. They outworked us. Hands down, no questions asked. Face off, they even noted us in that department. 31-26. Power plays, they were 0 for 3, so they got a pretty bad one too. And we were 0 for 1, but they are one of the worst teams in the league. Uh, yeah, it just shows us how good we are, right? Penalty minutes, Montreal a little undisciplined. 8 minutes to their 4. Giveaways 10-8 for the Sharks that we couldn't capitalize on. Takeaways 6-3 for the Habs, which we couldn't capitalize on. Blocked shots 19-14. The Sharks actually beat us in that department. That's usually our strong suit. I don't know what to say. Just Harris has got to start watching his penalties. So does Armia. These two have been getting a few penalties. But yeah, I don't know what else to say. And to me, people can be all happy that Harvey Pinard's back. Sorry, it's Harvey Pinard will not be a long-term thing for Montreal. He's just far too small, guys. Let's be realistic. And he wasn't effective tonight. Mind you, you don't expect him to be in his first game, but however, you guys we as Habs fans got to realize it was a lot of that was a lot of fluke because of the injuries last year, and that he got to jump in on different spots. Then Eklund got a penalty at 18:36, and third period, Jan Ruda got a roughing penalty. So did Josh Anderson, both at 8:35 in the game. Yes, Jesse Ilonen took a penalty, which was a pretty stupid one. We killed it, but overall, um, I think Galley, Stevens, and Ilonen were, and maybe Monahan were, and well, Galley, if I didn't say them, were the strongest suits. The first line was up and down again. And I swear to God, this continual thing with Mike Matheson refusing to pass it to the right side. He does it once in a blue moon. It doesn't happen far enough. Everybody has got that. What is it going to take for Marty to drill this into Mike Matheson's head? He's costing us a lot on goals as well. his errors. And I like Mike Matheson. He's definitely better than Jeff Petrie in my books. But boy, he definitely makes you pay in the defensive zone. That's where he hurts you. His defensive game is just not all that. However, sometimes he does a lot of covering up for Savard speed wise, and Savard definitely does a lot of covering up, blocking shots. But that pairing didn't look good tonight. Uh, just I wasn't impressed whatsoever. Um, Screwball pairing didn't look that sharp either. Believe it or not, I almost think that Gooley and Barron were the best pairing, and yet they had their moments. Uh, Not a great effort, just really no one showed up, and it was a heartless, spineless effort. Pathetic. And, it's great for me because I want to tank and I want to get the best player we can get because we blew it in the last draft. So we got some making up to find ourselves some offensive forwards that are top six, you know, uh, wingers. We would need them desperately after passing on Mitchkov. So for me, it's great. This is working out just fine. Uh, but what you at least want your team to show up, and they might as well not even laced up and just let the Sharks play a scrimmage by themselves because it was a pathetic effort. Same thing with last night. I think last night. I don't know. It was probably even worse. However, neither effort was very good, and this is showing to me. I'm seeing a lot of lack of heart in this team. And again, you can't have a couple hits like from Struble, a couple hits from Pizzetta, and then then they're being outplayed the rest of the game. Now, come on, that just doesn't fly. And I know Pizzetta will probably last another year because nobody hits on the team. It's just not physical enough of a team. Um, there was some good looks by Slav, but again with passing it to Caulfield and Suzuki, and that line had some moments, but just nowhere near what they should be. They weren't three quarters as good as they should be. They definitely played like a second line, and it shows. And they are second liners. Let's be realistic. I've said it all along since Suzuki and Caulfield were put together. They're not first liners. And you're seeing the repercussions of this because we don't even have a second line. We don't even have that much depth. We've got everybody else's third. I would even question third. They're between third and fourth liners, really. So I think they'll be welcoming Pearson back, and that's not going to inject a bunch of offense, but at least he tends to play with some heart. Uh, I don't know. I don't know. There's trouble brew here. I don't know and then to hear that story of Drager put out on the Habs promising Monahan. Well, I don't know what that does for the trade. Hopefully, it doesn't affect it at all. Uh, but this team's in big trouble, and there's going to have to be something drastic because I don't even see it in the minor leagues enough. There's just far too many small forwards. Yes, our defense will be fine, but we got some major work to do on our forward group. Major. This team just can't compete. There's no compete in them. There's nowhere near the talent that they have. Yes, your first line's got some talent and will have in the future, but two of them are second liners for sure. We're not sure what Slab is yet. I think he's definitely top six, but can he be line one? We'll see. I just don't think anybody played up to par. Caulfield, to me, in the defensive zone, he's come a long ways. Plays better than a lot of the big boys. It's bad when the guys decide to get physical at the end. When Anderson got into it, when Caulfield got hit by the side of the net. And, that slab shot, and then Caulfield almost putting that rebound in. That was one of our brighter spots in the game. And other than that, that was a time period. Montreal played basically 6 minutes of that game, and that was at the end. Yeah, just real pathetic. So I don't know. It's a case of it's good for me. Like I said, I want them to tank and get top three player. That's my hope. And what I seen here tonight and last night, this can happen with this. And I hope it does. Stop trying to be a mediocre team. If you got this many problems, drop. Just let yourself drop. Okay, you're just nowhere near having the ingredients you need in the with our forwards. I mean, it just seems yes, Armia played better. What I love that tip though by Anderson off of Matheson's goal. That was just pretty. And Galley's been, he's been one of the brighter spots of late. To be honest, is at least, and tonight he wasn't so ineffective defensively. But they got to learn how to get pucks out of their own end and start paying attention to where they're throwing the puck. But it's such a simple thing that I don't comprehend why they have such difficulties working the puck out of their end, and it gets them in a pile of trouble. But either way, the work ethic they were outplayed. San Jose came in there to win that game and to be willing to work. Philly did the same thing last night. Philly just was probably just made us even look even worse. But anywho, that's good for us if we want a good player, and that's what we should be focusing on because this team there's too many problems. So, but I'd like to see some heart. I'm really wondering about where the culture's changing. I got my question marks on that, to be honest. Yeah, we'll be all right on defense in the future, but boy, we got a lot, and I don't mean a little. There's a lot of work to do with this team because if Nick Suzuki and Cole Caulfield are your two top guys, we're in big trouble. Well, thank you for joining me. Where's Puck Drop First here at Center Heights Productions, and we will catch you. The next game, I believe, is Saturday. Why did that disappear? Um, I thought it was somebody of bigger caliber. We're starting to get in the groove. We're starting to fall behind. I know before the game we were 5 points behind. This should have dropped us to. It should have dropped us to what is going on here. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Okay, so it's not Friday. Saturday is our next game, and oh boy, we got the Oilers in town. Ooh, that should be a doozy. So you can expect a huge loss there. Connor McDavid and Draisaitl, where they've been heating up. We're in big trouble. Thank you for joining me. We'll catch you in the review after Saturday's game. God bless you. This was a real stinker. God bless you.